Live from KHOU 11, your news starts now.
Now at 5:30, a U.S. Seals Venezuela oil tanker is now off the shores of Galveston nearly 2 weeks after being captured. We're live with the latest developments. Plus, new video shows a missing woman walking through Houston's Asia Town. What police are asking you to look for.
And we set a new record high temperature at Intercontinental today, 83 beating the previous record of 82 degrees. More record warmth is on the way. Your full forecast coming up.
Thanks for being with us this afternoon. I'm Cheryl Mercedes. New here at 5:30, nearly 2 weeks after the U.S. seized Venezuelan oil tanker believed to be part of a ghost fleet. Well, the ship has arrived now off the shore of Galveston. Amanda Henderson is live off the coast. Amanda, I know it is foggy, but what are the latest developments?
Yeah, Cheryl, the fog has actually gotten worse since we've been out here, but about 50 miles offshore from where we're standing on Seawall Boulevard, there is an oil tanker out there. That is the one that you just mentioned that is believed to be part of the ghost fleet. And that was taken into custody by the U.S. over 2 weeks ago. And this is something that has made national and international headlines. And when the U.S. seized this tanker, video was released by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. It shows the U.S. forces boarding the ship. Officials say the skipper is part of a shadow fleet of tankers, meaning it's alleged to use false flags or spoof routes to move sanctioned oil outside Western regulations. And tonight, marinetraffic.com, a website that tracks ships around the world, shows the skipper anchored in the Gulf just 50 miles from the coast. KHOU 11's energy expert Ed Hers speaking with us earlier about all these developments.
It's here because this is the location of the Coast Guard. This is where we have any facilities we need to offload the oil, redirect the oil. It's the Texas Gulf Coast.
And we have reached out to the U.S. Coast Guard about all of these developments, but at this time, they've directed us to the White House. We have not heard back responses to our questions just yet, but of course, we'll update if we do hear any. Coming up tonight on KHOU 11 at 10, we're going to go into more of what skipper being off of the coast of Galveston means for you and the impact it could have in the near future. But for now, we're live in Galveston. I'm Amanda Henderson, and Cheryl will send it back to you.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be curious with it being that close to shore. Thank you so much, Amanda. This evening, CBS News reports the U.S. Coast Guard is pursuing another sanctioned oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Now, this marks the third vessel targeted in less than a week. A U.S. official told CBS that today's pursuit involves a sanctioned dark fleet vessel that is part of Venezuela's illegal sanctions evasion. Officials have not released the name or exact location of that tanker. Meanwhile, Venezuela condemned yesterday's seizure of a second tanker, calling it piracy. The government said the U.S. effort will fail and promised to take action, including appealing to the United Nations and other international bodies. Well, tonight we have a new video of a woman who hasn't been seen in 10 days. 24-year-old Sydney Marquez of El Paso was visiting friends in Houston when she disappeared on December 11th. Police and Texas EquiSearch are leading the investigation and are asking the public for help finding her. Take a look. The video comes from KHOU Square Shopping Center in Houston's Asia Town on the night she was reported missing. Marquez is seen there walking north on Ranchester Drive toward Clarewood. She's wearing gray pants and a gray hoodie. This captures the path that was captured in footage released yesterday near a tire shop at Bel Air in Ranchester. According to Texas EquiSearch founder Tim Miller, because Marquez's movements in the video show no sign of distress, he had this to say.
You know, the important part is to see the last spot she was positively seen. And again, we're getting a lot of tips and leads and follow them, and everyone so far has been mistaken identity. And so if we can get to that last one where she was physically seen, then that'll give us a better idea what to do.
Are you guys back to square one?
We're back at square one, and again, it's a process of elimination. This area is now eliminated, so we just got to keep moving forward.
EquiSearch plans to return tomorrow with volunteers to keep searching. If you have any information that could help bring Marquez home, call Houston Police at 713-884-3131. Developing tonight, multiple agencies across the Houston area are investigating 3 separate overnight crashes, one of them deadly. The first happened overnight in southeast Houston on Highway 225 near Allen Genoa Road. Houston police say a car had pulled over to the right shoulder of the highway while a couple inside was arguing. Officers say a woman got out of the car, walked into traffic, and was hit by another car and died. Officers tell us the driver who struck her is cooperating with them. No charges have been filed. Meanwhile, in northeast Harris County, one person is in the hospital after crashing into utility poles. This happened just before 3 this morning near Timber Forest Drive in Pinnacle Heights. Atascocita fire officials say the crash brought down power lines, knocking out electricity to more than 1,300 CenterPoint customers. Crews have since restored service to many of those homes. Harris County Constable Precinct 4 is investigating the crash. And in Chambers County, the westbound lanes of the East Freeway are back open after deputies and DPS troopers responded to multiple crashes near the Trinity River Bridge this morning. The sheriff's office shared these photos showing several cars, including a truck and an 18-wheeler with traffic backing up for hours. Deputies have not said whether anyone was hurt or what caused the crashes, but there was dense fog in that area. Speaking of, let's turn things over to weather. We don't need to just talk about it. Wow, the fog behind Amanda there in Galveston, Pat?
Yeah. I mean, look at the visibility down there right now. Zero. There is no visibility at all. You can't even see down Seawall Boulevard right now. That's how bad things are. And that spot in Chambers County, that is a very common trouble spot. The reason for that is because that's where the East Freeway butts right up against Galveston Bay. And so, of course, whenever you're closer to that source of water, this time of year, the fog is going to be the most dense. So that's going to be a trouble spot again for tomorrow morning. Just keep that in mind. Everybody else is looking okay, but visibility will drop for everyone across the board once we get into the overnight by tomorrow morning, down to a half mile, if not less, for most areas. That's the morning hours. As we go through the day, though, everyone should improve with the exception, again, of Galveston out towards Bolivar and then again through Galveston Bay. So all of the water areas are going to be socked into the fog again getting into tomorrow. This is a live look right now from the top of our camera. This is in Galveston. This is the top of Palisade Palms on the east end of the island. You can't see anything. 69 degrees here. We get you into the city, visibility is a lot better, and it's much warmer as well. 79 degrees, so 10 degrees warmer than the island. We actually have a heat index of 81 right now because humidity is so high. Still 80 at Hobby, 69 though for Columbus, 67 Brenham, mid to upper 70s elsewhere. We actually made a couple record high temperatures today. We broke the record at Bush, 83. The old record was 82. We tied the record in Galveston of 76. That goes back to 1971. And at Hobby, we were within striking distance. 81 was the high today. The old record, which still stands, is 82, set back in 1970. Overnight tonight, it's warm, it's muggy, dense fog develops again, mid to upper 60s to around 70 degrees across the board. Foggy nights will continue the next few days as record warmth and high humidity stays with us, and that's going to stay with us all week long getting into the holiday. The good news, though, is that aside from that, there are no travel issues and things are looking good across the state. Nothing on radar right now, despite the cloud cover and the fog. Maybe a couple of stray showers down at the immediate coast. That's about it, though. On the wider shot, you can see a couple showers and storms out to the east associated with this boundary that's pretty much kind of draped across the area right now. That'll bring us more warmer, muggy conditions for the overnight with dense fog. Tomorrow, that boundary lifts a little farther to the north, so we're very warm again with a mix of sun and clouds, pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw today. And then getting into Tuesday, I think a little more sunshine and a lot of warmth. High temperatures stay in the 80s all week long. Look at the numbers right now. We're the warmest spot on the map, tied with Phoenix. I know you can't see Miami behind our bug here, but they're in the mid 70s right now. 76 the current temperature in Miami, so we're it across the nation if you're looking to escape the cold up towards Minneapolis, International Falls, getting into the Great Lakes, temperatures in the teens, 20s, and single digits. We're a little too warm if you ask me, though, for Christmas week. 82 your forecast tomorrow. That would break the standing record of 81. And then we get close to records Tuesday and Wednesday with high temperatures at 80 degrees. Watch the numbers here. That front retreats to the north, and so everybody starts to warm from Abilene to Dallas to us here in Houston. Temperatures in the 80s, and then we stay with that warmth getting into Tuesday. Check out Dallas Tuesday, 82 degrees, 84 in Austin and Columbus, 80 for us here in the city. Traveling anywhere tonight, no delays except for, as usual, JFK, clocking in over an hour and a half delays. Travel trouble spot for tomorrow will be San Francisco with just nonstop rain and moisture moving onshore there. For Tuesday, the travel trouble spot will be snow up in the northeast from Boston, maybe down towards New York, and then getting into Christmas Eve on Wednesday. It's again California and the Pacific Northwest as more storm systems move onshore there. 83 the high temperature in the books today. Again, that breaks the record of 82 set back in 2010. We are now in the lead with above normal high temperature days. The last 4 days have really done that for us. And notice the asterisks here. Today and yesterday, days where we set or tied record high temperatures. So we're really making up for the beginning of the month, and looking ahead towards the new year, temperatures stay warmer than normal across Texas. Getting into Christmas, we've actually bumped up the forecast high temperature from 80 to 82. That puts us really close, within striking distance, that record high temperature. Remember, the warmest Christmas in history in Houston is 83, set back in 2015. That's the record for the day. We're forecasting a high of 82. That would put us in second place here. Either way, we're going to end up in the top 5 list for the warmest Christmas day in history in Houston. Tomorrow, upper 70s, low 80s, mix of sunshine and clouds. Going to be a warm day, and we got more of that on the way. 80 for your high temperature Tuesday and Wednesday. Christmas Day, we're at 82. The good news, though, we're quiet every day. It's morning fog, afternoon sun and clouds, no rain expected, no big storm systems, no travel issues. There may be some relief, Cheryl. By next weekend, we may see a cold front that could bring us back closer to reality as we get towards the new year. Until then, enjoy the warmth for now.
All right, sure will. Thanks so much, Pat. Well, turning now to some of today's other top stories. Power is back on for thousands of San Francisco residents after a massive outage yesterday caused widespread disruptions. At one point last night, much of the city was in darkness, leading to, as you can imagine, a traffic nightmare as the street lights went out. PG&E Utility Company says a fire at one of its substations caused significant and extensive damage, leaving more than 130,000 customers without power at the peak of the outage. Viewers even captured video of Waymo's self-driving taxis stopped in the middle of busy intersections with hazards on. The company says they suspended services due to that outage, and tonight, crews are still working to fully restore power. In Australia, thousands gathered at Bondi Beach last night to honor the victims of last weekend's terror attack. 15 people were killed, more than 40 were injured when 2 gunmen opened fire during a Hanukkah celebration. The memorial included a moment of silence at the exact time of the attack. Earlier this week, the surviving suspect, 24-year-old Naveed Akram, was charged with 59 offenses, including terrorism and 15 counts of murder. Caught on camera, shaking my head. Hanukkah inflatables vandalized outside a Katie pizza shop. Now, Fuzzy's Pizza released this surveillance video right here, hoping someone will recognize the person. The owner says the vandal unplugged and beat their Hanukkah bears and stole an inflatable dreidel. While Santa was left untouched. Now, this happened just one day after the restaurant hosted a Hanukkah celebration. The owner encouraged folks to please spread light and love. Well, Powerball's holiday jackpot streak continues, and that's because nobody matched all 6 numbers drawn last night. The jackpot is now an estimated $1.6 billion for Monday's drawing, making it the 4th largest Powerball jackpot of all time. The odds of winning, though, are about 1 in 292. Well, the holidays are here, and the countdown to the new year is officially on. This weekend, fireworks stands across the Houston area opened as families get ready to ring in the new year. Vendors say the earlier you shop, the better. Staff at Top Dog Fireworks say some of their biggest crowd favorites go fast, especially those ones that are buy one, get one free. But before you make a purchase, there are a few important rules you need to keep in mind to stay safe and avoid those costly fines. First, know where fireworks are allowed where you live. They're illegal within Houston city limits, but allowed in unincorporated areas of Harris County. If you're caught using them illegally, fines can range from $500 to $2,000 per firework. Here are some safety tips to keep in mind.
You always want to read and follow the labeled directions. Monitor your kids. Fireworks are not toys. Do not try to relight a firework that doesn't go off. Douse it with water and then dispose of it. You want to shoot on open, level ground. Never shoot towards vegetation. Never shoot up on a roof of a house or other kind of building. Keep some water nearby just in case.
And once the party's over, proper cleanup is just as important. Let's use fireworks that you have out by your house, let them cool for several minutes, then use a broom to sweep up that debris, wrappers and packaging all into one neat pile. And it's a good idea to keep that bucket, like she was talking about, handy, that bucket of water in case of emergencies. And also you can pour it on top of your fireworks pile at the end of the night to make sure all of those embers are extinguished. And finally, toss everything in a trash can, not the storm drains. That helps prevent litter and keeps gunpowder residue out of the water system. Be sure to leave that trash can outside, not in the garage, outside, away from your home overnight.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
All right, check these athletes out. Galveston streets filled with holiday cheers, hundreds laced up for the Santa hustle. Runners, families, and kids decked in Christmas gear took on the half marathon, 10K, and 5K, even in the thick fog. Didn't slow them down, slowed me down. The event raises money for Galveston County Food Bank, helping feed families in need this holiday season. A morning of fitness, fun, and giving back, the tradition has been bringing the community together for 14 years. Good for them. It was nasty out there, and all I did was walk 3.5 miles today.
It was so humid. Yeah,
gross.
I know. It feels more like it feels almost like late September, early October than late December. Today's the first day of winter, by the way.
I was just looking at my watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is the 21st.
Yeah, first day of winter today.
Yeah,
we
you
broke record
fooled
high
me.
temperature. I know. We're gonna stay with the records as we go through a lot of the rest of the week here. Unfortunately, 82 your high temperature for tomorrow. We'll do 80 for Tuesday, Wednesday, 82 for Thursday, 83 Friday and Saturday. I mean, we could really see record high temperatures fall a couple more times this week. Maybe, if we're lucky, a cold front before New Year's Eve. We'll see what happens next week. And until then, Merry Christmas. Enjoy it. It's going to be warm.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Pat. And thank you for joining us here on KHOU 11 News Plus at 5:30. We'll have much more tonight a little later at 10:30. We hope you'll join us. Coming up later, though, tonight on KHOU 11 Plus, our sports team is breaking down the Texans matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll have post-game reaction and what head coach D'Amico Ryans had to say after the game. Catch it all on the KHOU 11 Plus streaming app. Download it free now so you can watch. See you later.